Imagine owning one of the most popular nightclubs in your city. As the sun goes down, people begin lining up outside your doors. Music echoes from inside. Colorful lights flash through the windows, and the excitement grows with every passing minute. Groups of friends arrive dressed for a night they'll remember, all hoping to be part of the city's hottest destination. From the outside, it looks like the perfect business. People are excited to get in. The venue is full every weekend. Everyone seems to be having an incredible time. With hundreds of guests filling the dance floor, it almost feels like making money should be effortless. But appearances can be surprisingly deceptive. At first glance, the business seems incredibly simple. Open the doors, hire a DJ, play great music, serve drinks, collect money, repeat every weekend. With hundreds of people inside, each buying drinks and enjoying the night, the revenue appears almost limitless. The club is busy. The bar never stops serving. The dance floor stays full until closing time. Looking around, it's easy to believe that every packed night automatically turns into huge profits. But that's only the part customers can actually see. The real business is hiding somewhere else. That's what makes the nightclub business so fascinating. People notice the music. They remember the lights. They talk about the DJ and the atmosphere. But none of those things guarantee a successful nightclub. Behind every unforgettable night is a business with enormous costs, careful planning, and constant pressure to attract the right crowd. Before anyone orders their first drink, before the first song begins, thousands of decisions have already been made. Because creating an unforgettable night isn't the business itself, it's simply the first step toward building one. And that's where our story really begins. Long before the first guest steps onto the dance floor, the spending has already begun. Opening a nightclub isn't as simple as renting a building and turning up the music. The venue often needs a complete transformation. Walls are redesigned. Floors are reinforced. Bars are built. VIP sections are installed. Special lighting systems are mounted across the ceiling. Massive speaker systems are carefully positioned to fill every corner with sound. By the time the doors are ready to open, an enormous amount of money has already been invested. And despite all that spending, not a single ticket has been sold. Then comes the equipment. Professional sound systems powerful enough to fill an entire building. Thousands of dollars worth of speakers, amplifiers, mixing equipment, lighting controllers, LED walls, smoke machines, refrigeration for the bar, security cameras, cash registers. Every piece plays an important role in creating the experience guests expect. Individually, each purchase might seem manageable. Together, they become one of the largest investments in the entire business. And until opening night arrives, none of it earns a single dollar. Finally, opening night arrives. The lights switch on, the music begins, the bartenders take their places, security guards welcome the first guests. Everything looks perfect. Months of planning have led to this single evening, but despite all the excitement, the business hasn't proven anything yet. The investments have already been made. Now the nightclub must earn enough money to justify every dollar that came before, because opening the doors isn't the finish line. It's where the real challenge begins. Once the nightclub opens its doors, a different kind of spending begins. The lights switch on, the speakers come alive, the air conditioning starts running, the bartenders prepare the bar, security guards take their positions, the DJ gets ready behind the booth. All of this happens before the first guest orders a single drink. Whether the club welcomes 50 people or 500, many of these costs stay exactly the same. Every night begins with expenses already waiting, and the clock starts ticking the moment the doors open. Some costs are easy to notice. Alcohol, ice, soft drinks, fresh ingredients for cocktails, but many of the biggest expenses stay completely invisible to the guests. Experienced bartenders need to be paid. Security teams protect everyone inside. Cleaning crews work long after closing time. Insurance covers unexpected problems. Marketing attracts next week's customers. And every powerful speaker and flashing light consumes electricity throughout the night. One expense doesn't seem overwhelming, but together they quietly absorb a huge portion of the night's revenue. That's why nightclub owners see every guest differently. One person buying a drink isn't just another sale. It's another contribution toward keeping the business running. Every cocktail helps pay the staff. Every VIP table helps cover the rent. Every bottle sold moves the nightclub a little closer to becoming profitable for the evening. The goal isn't simply filling the dance floor. It's generating enough revenue before the lights turn off at the end of the night, because when next weekend arrives, the entire cycle begins again. Most people assume nightclubs make most of their money from entrance tickets. After all, hundreds of people may each pay to get inside. That sounds like a profitable business. But for many clubs, the entrance fee is only the beginning. Once guests walk through the doors, the real spending starts. They head to the bar. They order cocktails. They buy rounds for friends. Some celebrate with premium bottles. The ticket gets people inside. But it's what happens after they enter that often determines whether the night is truly profitable. A single bottle of alcohol can tell an interesting story. Purchased wholesale, it may cost only a fraction of its final value. Once it's poured into individual cocktails, that same bottle can generate many times its original cost. Premium spirits create even greater opportunities, and VIP bottle service can multiply that value again. The alcohol itself hasn't changed, only the way it's presented. In the nightclub business, presentation often adds just as much value as the product inside the bottle. That's why successful nightclub owners pay so much attention to the bar. The music creates excitement, the lighting builds energy, the dance floor keeps people moving. But all of those things encourage guests to do something very specific: stay longer, order another drink, celebrate one more round with friends. The entertainment creates demand. The bar turns that demand into revenue. Without the atmosphere, people wouldn't stay. Without the bar, the business would struggle to survive. Together, they become the engine that keeps the nightclub running. Not every guest is equally valuable to a nightclub. At first, that might sound surprising. After all, everyone pays to get in. Everyone enjoys the music. Everyone occupies space on the dance floor. But from a business perspective, some guests contribute far more than others. A person who buys one drink before leaving generates only a small amount of revenue. Meanwhile, another group may reserve a VIP table, order several bottles, and spend the entire evening inside the club. Both enjoyed the same music, both experienced the same atmosphere, yet one visit may be worth 10 or even 20 times more than the other. That's why successful nightclub owners think beyond individual sales. They focus on bringing in the right kinds of guests: birthday celebrations, bachelor and bachelorette parties, corporate events, groups of friends celebrating special occasions. These guests rarely come alone. They often arrive together, stay longer, order more drinks, and create the kind of lively atmosphere that encourages everyone else to spend more too. In a nightclub, one great customer can influence the spending of an entire room. Sometimes bringing in 10 people is far more valuable than attracting 100 individuals. There's another type of customer that's incredibly valuable, not because they spend the most money, but because they attract everyone else: popular DJs, influencers, local celebrities, well-known performers. When people believe exciting guests will be inside, they become far more likely to visit themselves. A full nightclub attracts even more people. An empty nightclub discourages them. That's the power of social proof. In many ways, the crowd becomes part of the product. Because the atmosphere isn't created by the building, it's created by the people inside it. One of the strangest things about the nightclub business happens outside the building. Imagine walking past two clubs. One has no line. People walk straight inside. The other has dozens of people waiting behind velvet ropes. Security carefully checks every guest before letting them enter. Without knowing anything else, most people immediately assume the second club is better. The line itself becomes part of the marketing. It signals that something special is happening inside. Ironically, making people wait can sometimes make them want to enter even more. That's why many successful nightclubs carefully manage who enters and when, guest lists, VIP entrances, dress codes, reserved tables, limited capacity. At first, these rules may seem inconvenient, but they're often designed to create a sense of exclusivity. People naturally place a higher value on experiences that feel limited or difficult to access. If everyone can walk in immediately, the venue feels ordinary. But when access feels exclusive, the experience suddenly becomes much more desirable. When you step back, the strategy becomes surprisingly clear. The nightclub isn't trying to keep people out. It's trying to create the feeling that getting in is an achievement, because once guests believe they're part of something exclusive, the experience becomes even more valuable. They stay longer, they spend more, they tell their friends, and those friends want to experience it for themselves. Exclusivity creates curiosity. Curiosity creates demand, and demand helps build the atmosphere that keeps the nightclub thriving. Sometimes, the most powerful marketing happens before a customer ever walks through the door. Most people believe they go to a nightclub for the music, and of course, the music matters. But if music were the only reason people went out, everyone could simply stay home with a playlist and a pair of speakers. Instead, they choose to leave the house. They wait in line, they dress up, they meet friends, they spend hours inside the club. Why? Because they're looking for something a song alone can never provide. They're looking for energy, for excitement, for the feeling of sharing a memorable night with hundreds of other people. The music starts the experience, but it isn't the experience itself. The most successful nightclub owners understand something that's difficult to measure. They're not simply selling drinks. They're not simply selling tickets. They're creating moments people will remember long after the night is over. Birthday celebrations, first dates, graduation parties, reunions, unexpected conversations, stories people tell for years. The building provides the stage. The music sets the mood, but the guests create the memories. That's why every detail matters, because one unforgettable night is often enough to bring someone back again, along with all of their friends. And that's why the economics of a nightclub are so unique. The sound system is important, the lights matter, the cocktails matter, the DJs matter, but none of them are the true product. They're simply the ingredients. Together, they create something far more valuable than music or drinks alone. An atmosphere, a room filled with excitement, a place people genuinely want to be. Because when guests feel like they're part of the city's most exciting night, the business has already succeeded in the nightclub industry. Atmosphere is the product. Everything else simply helps create it. At the beginning of this video, owning a nightclub probably looked like a simple entertainment business. Hire a DJ, install powerful speakers, stock the bar, fill the dance floor. It seemed like the music was the business. But after looking behind the scenes, the picture becomes much clearer. The speakers don't generate revenue by themselves. The lights don't create profit. Even the drinks aren't the true product. They're all tools working together to create something much more valuable. An experience people can't easily recreate anywhere else. And once you recognize that business model, you begin seeing it everywhere. Theme parks don't simply sell rides, they sell unforgettable days. Sports stadiums don't just sell seats, they sell the excitement of live events. Movie theaters don't only sell films, they sell the experience of watching together Nightclubs work exactly the same way. The drinks support the business. The music creates energy. But the atmosphere is what customers are truly paying for. That's the invisible product hiding behind every successful venue. So, if someone asked whether owning a nightclub is a good business, the answer isn't simply about selling alcohol or playing great music. You're building a place where strangers become part of the same experience, where celebrations become memories, where excitement becomes contagious. The bottles behind the bar may be the most visible product, but they were never the real business. Because in the end, a nightclub doesn't sell cocktails. It doesn't sell songs. It doesn't even sell dancing. It sells the feeling that tonight is the place everyone wants to be. And that's exactly what keeps people coming back every weekend.